Hello and welcome to the Wu Wei Wisdom Tao Dialogues. Drawing from my practice as a Taoist monk and teacher, we can explore the Wu Wei balance and harmony in all areas of life. Today we're exploring the profound truth that your greatness is innate and your Shen spirituality is your natural birthright. So relax and enjoy this deeper dive into Taoism and the Wu Wei Wisdom teachings as we uncover how the inner child's trap of seeking external validation keeps us spinning on the carousel of despair. Together we'll discover how to step off this exhausting ride and embrace the effortless flow of the Tao, living authentically and in harmony with our true Shen spirituality. You know, have you ever wondered why you constantly seek others' approval, but still feel unfulfilled? Does the idea of perfection, being beyond criticism, comparison, and judgment of others, we call CCJ, but it still keeps you striving endlessly? Are you stuck in a loop of self-doubt, always searching for the elusive magic pill to make you feel worthy? In this episode of the Tao Dialogues, we'll explore the answers to these questions, and I'll try and illuminate the path towards your inner peace and true fulfillment. So let's begin at the heart of this teaching. Your greatness is already within you. It is not something you need to earn, to prove, or to chase. It's an inherent part of your being, a radiant light that I call your Shen spirituality. This Shen is your divine essence, unshakable, timeless, and ever-present. Yet many of us lose sight of this more profound truth because of the inner child mindset that's intent on being proven right, safe, and being in control. It remains forever unsatisfied, fueling a relentless cycle of longing and frustration. It's like a dog chasing its tail, or a donkey forever reaching for a carrot. This paradoxical pursuit traps us. It traps us in a carousel of despair. It diverts us from our innate Shen spirituality and the profound wisdom already residing within us. The trap of the inner child is seeking outside what it already has. The inner child, part of our psyche shaped by the past experiences, often convinces us that our value is tied to external sources, to what other people think or say about us. It nags us that we must seek approval from others. We must excel, be beyond criticism, and achieve perfection. Because when we are truly special, other people will treat us that way. The inner child uses powerful emotions to influence this change in reality, creating intense feelings. Feelings like fear of rejection, feelings like not being good enough, or being left unseen. It pushes us to please, to overachieve, or to retreat into isolation when it doesn't get its own way. But here's the paradox again. No amount of external praise or validation can fill the void of the inner child, the feeling it creates inside. It's like a hungry ghost. It always craves more, but it's never satisfied. And this keeps us stuck. It keeps us stuck on the carousel of despair. The carousel is a cycle of repetitive patterns, seeking approval, maybe receiving fleeting validation, And then the feeling of emptiness returns. The inner child is not satisfied. But it convinces us to keep chasing the illusion, to keep chasing perfection, to be adored, and have this sense of control, to be future-proofed. And while we remain on this ride, we neglect the quiet, profound truth. Our worth can never be increased, nor can it be taken away by others. But the inner child will ignore and reject this teaching, craving an imaginary time or a situation in which it's treated as special. And it receives what it believes to be entitled to. I always say the inner child gets what it wants when it wants it. And here lies the fundamental fault line. This is the fault in the inner child's reasoning, believing it needs something external to make it complete and whole, where the Tao teaches the opposite. Our value is unique and innate. Our Shen spirituality is that still, unchanging essence within us that you may call your intuition, your inner knowledge, your gut feeling. But I can assure you, and you already know, this is untouched by the opinions and judgment of others. It cannot seek validation. It's impossible, because it knows it is already complete and whole. It is unique. Unique rather than special. There is no one in the universe like you. And this is your birthright. This is who you are, your Shen. And embracing this innate worth is like, imagine a radiant jewel, a diamond hidden beneath the layers of dust and false beliefs, the misaligned thinking and the self-sabotage of the inner child. But this diamond is your Shen, uniquely yours, and it's still as bright and as touched as the day you were born. And that's why it's your birthright. No one can reach or touch that. And despite the inner child creating layers of dust and even mud, using righteous justification, reminding you of past unfairnesses and injustice, and the never-ending CCJ, criticizing, comparing, and being judgmental of itself and others. It cannot touch the diamond, the jewel. All it does is create a carousel of despair, of going round and round in circles, kind of proving yourself wrong. It becomes a negative, self-fulfilling prophecy and a confirmation bias as the inner child tries to prove its point. And the point is, it wants some kind of retribution and recompense. You could say it believes the universe owes it. So where's the good news in this dialogue? Where's the good news in the teaching? Well, the teaching and the good news is the diamond has never dimmed. It never can dim. It only needs us to uncover it, to clear away the dust and the mud of those false beliefs, and to awaken to the truth. Take a breath. Can you connect to your truth, that inner knowing, that honesty, and that integrity? Because this is who you truly are. But our inner child is not our enemy. It's not a monster. It's a child, holding on to misguided beliefs, believing it knows better, like any child. And so we must deconstruct this line of thinking. We must change these misguided beliefs. What are the summaries of these misguided beliefs? The number one, as we've just said, the belief is that worthiness and value has to be earned through others' approval. Number two could be the illusion that perfection is something that you can achieve. Perfection is real. And when you reach that, this will shield you from all criticism in the future. And the false promise that external validation and praise will bring you peace. And none of those are true. And they all keep you on the carousel, chasing your tail. And so the question is, how do we step off the carousel? And the foundation may be easier than what you think. You connect to that inner voice, whatever you want to call it, that inner knowing, that quiet voice that I call Shen. And you remember that we are not defined by what others think of us. Because the truth is, everybody has different thoughts about us. If you know 10 people and I ask them all, what are you like? They would give me 10 different answers. Which one is true? Which one really represents you? And so the only representation can come from you, from your inner knowledge. And we have to remember that our imperfections do not diminish us, because we're all here to learn and to grow. We all make mistakes. And the book of Taoism, the Tao Te Ching, reminds us. It's a beautiful passage. The sage does not cling to the judgments of the world, for they are transient, like passing clouds. Instead, the sage walks in harmony, following the path of the Tao. And this is where we find our root, in harmony and balance. And you can only live in harmony and balance by being connected to your Shen. And here's where you wholeheartedly walk the path, embracing your truth, knowing deep down inside of you, knowing that you are already complete. Try taking a breath on that and dropping your shoulders. There is no piece of you missing. You are not a project that has to be fixed. You are already a radiant masterpiece, and you unfold with every step you take. So you may ask me, David, what are the steps I need to take? What are these steps to awaken, to reconnect to my greatness? And this is how we journey. The journey of returning to our Shen. The journey of stepping off the carousel. So I'm going to give you some practical ideas for you to reconnect with what you already have. The first one is practicing what we call reparenting. Reparenting that part of your psyche that I like to call the inner child. But you have to do it differently. You don't fall into the trap that the inner child has set. You don't criticize. You don't doubt. You don't compare. You're not judgmental. Can you be compassionate? Is it in you to be loving? I think it is. And you know that the inner child seeks safety and reassurance, not condemnation. Can you stop criticizing? Can you be your own worst critic? Can you stop that? And can you notice when it creates fears or neediness? Can you look through those emotions? Can you look past those emotions so they don't affect you? Because these are your little one. These are its cries for help. And instead of these emotions of fear and anxiety being something that knocks you down, it is an opportunity for you to become the parent the little one has always craved. Can you gently remind it? In the face of fear, can you remind your little one, I am here for you. I believe in you. You are already enough. And this is what your little one has always craved. Someone who gently sets nurturing boundaries. And of course, like all inner children, it will push those boundaries. It will test you. That's who you are. Because your inner child is very strong and determined. But I believe your inner child is not silly or stupid. It wants somebody to walk with it, hand in hand, to walk the path together. And here's where you celebrate each small success. And you welcome every emotion without letting it take the reins. And perhaps most importantly, and this is a teaching you may not have heard, but it's most important to be patient, to take small steps. Keep it step by step. Even if your inner child longs to race ahead, you gently hold it back. I always have a picture of that children with a set of reins, and you just keep it in control. You keep a manageable pace. And by doing that, you offer yourself and the little one compassion, steadiness, and grounding. Again, all of this your inner child wants. So that was the first one, and perhaps the most important one. Number 2, can you embrace the power of just letting go? Can you just open your grasp now? Breathe deep. Drop your shoulders. Breathe out. And let go. Can you release the notion, the falsehood of being perfect or beyond reproach? Can you see the truth? The truth in strength comes from sincerity, from being honest, from being who you are, by honoring yourself. And perhaps we can affirm together. Breathe in, gently out. I now release the need for external validation. It has never worked. It can never work. My worth is innate and everlasting. I fully accept that other people will have their opinions, but they belong to them, not me. My job is to keep focused on the next step. Make that step meaningful. Make that step authentic. And with that step, my authenticity, my truth, honesty, and integrity will light my path. So that number 2 is a little bit more meditative. Maybe you want to go over that and just make sure you're relaxed. because number 3 is anchoring yourself in this flow. Embracing the principle of effortless effort, that sweet spot. I'm sure you've had it in your life when you're doing something and it just flows. And this is connecting to life's natural rhythms. So rather than straining and pushing and proving yourself, you can align to this natural rhythm. And this is why you take small steps. Because you have to be really aware of that spark, that energy within you. And it comes day by day. Just by allowing yourself these moments to pause, just like we're doing now. Nothing complicated. Pause, breathe, and sense that quiet within you. As you breathe, could you put your hand on where you think that inner strength lies? Some call it like a golden light, like a beautiful temple inside of you, a temple of strength. It's your inner brilliance, it's your greatness. You don't have to be big-headed or brag. Nobody needs to know about this, because it's yours. It's a place for you and your inner child. And as you breathe, we can affirm together, I am the embodiment of infinite possibility. My greatness is my birthright. I don't have to shout it or show it. I have to live it. I live it in harmony and following my true nature. Because your Shen has been quietly waiting for you. The diamond is there in all its brilliance, and it will confirm, whisper to you, you are whole, complete, and valuable. Not because of what you do or how others say or think about you. Just because it's you, no more, no effort. And when you breathe and believe that without doubt, you can step off the carousel and you can find peace, not from external but internal. You are no longer bound by the chains of external validation. You're free. You're free to live authentically, to love deeply and create joy. So what stories has your inner child been telling you? And can you see them as that? Just stories. They are not or will never be who you really are. It's a little bit like a child, dragging you around a theme park or Disney World, always looking for the next stimulation, where your strength lies within you. And I believe in you. I know you are awesome. I know this is your greatness. And we take one small step, step by step, day by day. I know you can do this. So thank you for joining me on this journey of self-discovery and empowerment. Just remember, your greatness is not something you have to reach out for. It's something you have to go inside for. Breathe and embrace your true spirituality and walk that path with me in truth, honesty, and integrity. So again, thank you for listening and joining me. Please don't forget to subscribe to the Tao Dialogues and support our work on YouTube and Substack. We really value having you part of our community and our journey. and let us continue exploring these life-changing teachings together. So until we meet again, remember to breathe, focus, connect to that inner knowing. Yi Dao, Qi Dao.